Hello everyone, my name is Zaxel, and this is Home. A pixel-style horror game, which has been out for a while from what I understand, but it's supposed to be terrifying. Now, this game, supposedly, can be done in about an hour to an hour and a half. I'm just gonna run the whole damn thing. And mostly because yesterday I had said I'd get some videos up, and I didn't. And I apologize for that. I feel horrible about it. So to make up for that, I'm releasing this video today. Would have done yesterday. But I'm doing a whole damn game. I'm doing a whole hour and a half, so you get a good, long chunk. Watch it all the way through, like a movie. Put me on in the background, I don't care. I just want you to enjoy this, as I'm sure I will aplenty. So let's jump on in. Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend you put that aside an hour and a half and complete Home in a single sitting, which is exactly what I plan on doing. I'm wearing headphones. My lights are mostly off. It's enough to freak me out. Okay. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. Okay. Oh, my WASD doesn't work. Oh, this is pretty much all mouse from what I understand. I'm not familiar with the controls, but I'm assuming this is kind of a point-and-click adventure, while also... Okay. Oh, it is. That house. Where was I? So it's right mouse button. To select. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? Oh, kitty! What's with the cats? No, come back! What's with cats in horror games? I don't get it. I want to explore a little further over here. Ugh. A leak coming from there. I don't like that. Alright, so I'm in a house. And I'm a redhead. Clearly that has a lot to do with what we're doing here. The desk had a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but... Did I open the drawer? Yes! Maybe it was better that I left the desk alone. What? No, I selected... Oh, okay. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? Interesting. I really shouldn't be going through his stuff. Okay. So I can't do it again? I'm going through this stuff, getting my fingerprints everywhere. Sure, I guess that makes sense. Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man. I had to get out of there. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Guess we'll go this way. Yeah, and I really have no idea what to expect of this game. I've just heard that, like, from friends and family. None of my family plays games like this. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg? I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Okay. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Am I the owner of the house? Who's the owner of the house? Hello? What's that sound? An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for two people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. Oh, yeah. What was squeaking? I'd like to know what was squeaking. Is it this on the floor? I can't even tell what that is. No? Okay, well, I guess back out we go. It's amazing that a game like this, without modern graphics, without you know, like extremely detailed graphics can be horrifying. What is that? A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Sure. I freed it! Okay, I gotta click a little bit away from the yes, I guess. I'm such a nice person freeing mice from traps. As long as they're not chewing through my bedposts. What is this? What is that? A collection of rusty tools. These looked like they had seen a lot of use and were caked in damp, smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? That's a good question. Did you bury someone in the floorboards? I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it had been moved a lot. There seems to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Okay. Well, guess we'll go find out whatever the hell that is. I don't like that door opening. It makes me uncomfortable. Did the click happen down here? Maybe? This is where I heard that sound. Oh, there is something on the floor. A black and white photo. Looked like the man upstairs and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Possibly. Like where I am. Who's murdered? Who did the murdering? Was it me? Am I a murderer? Downstairs we go. This is a big question of the game. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. Okay, I'm sorry. You're all dirty. You take a bath in this lovely home. And I'm in a bathroom. What do you know? The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning or him. Interesting. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. Interesting. There's not going to be any trees in this game, I have a feeling. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Why just move the furniture? That doesn't seem like a viable reason to not. Hello? The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. Has somebody been cooking recently? I'd like to know what that sound was. Yeah, this game's doing a great job making me very uncomfortable. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. I doubt I'm going to say no to many things. There was a ladder underground. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell. A dank smell. Yo, somebody's getting 420 up in this house. Home. I'm so sorry. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? What do you think? Of course I did. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. His footprints in the dirt looked like more than one kind and a lot of traffic. Neat. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more and tried to find some kind of information. A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? I kind of want... I kind of want to have it. I don't know if I can use it. I tucked the small handgun in my pocket. His weight was somehow reassuring. Okay, well, I have a gun now. I don't know if I can... I don't know if I have, like, an inventory or anything like that. It doesn't appear that I do. Oh, I'm going further down. It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? That's a good question. The desk looked old, and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old, faded paper, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out and illegible. And illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. He, if, a, he, af, o, ro. Here, hey, hell, ro. That sounds right. None of it made any sense to me. Of course it doesn't. It's scrambled. I want to explore more of this room first. Some kind of homemade rack, slung together with poorly cut wood and rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? There's hooks coming from the ceiling. I'm guessing they did. Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. So they're IKEA shelves? Oh, I'm going further down. Damn it. That almost looked like a figure, like a weird tall figure standing in the background. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? So he doesn't remember this house. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. You remember noticing it? What does that mean? There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? I heard that! Don't you whisper in my ear. I don't want you to whisper in my ear. Maybe the rope would make the broken ladder easier to descend. Okay. Yeah, I have the rope now. I heard the whispering. You probably heard it too. I don't like it. I want to explore more. Back up again before I descend, I guess. If I was scared before, I was terrified now. Why were there photos of our house there? And these clothes? Was that why I was there? I checked my back pocket and realized my wallet was missing. Did I come to that house, or did somebody bring me? That's a good question. I would like to know. Okay, so was there anything further over here? A cage. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom, something wet. Blood? Lots of blood in this game. Boy, do I not like that. There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like the clothes that woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? I hope not. I hope it is fake bones and nobody has died. And everybody's happy, and this is a nightmare, and we're fine. Okay, nothing more over there. But there might have been more stuff back over here. This was the first part, correct? Those boxes would have allowed me to climb up the ladder again. But I didn't want to go back up there. Not with all that body. Not with that body, all that blood. Okay, so I guess that's as far as I can explore. What I found was a skeleton. Let's go back down. Back down into the dark, dark depths. Because that sounds fun, and I want to do that. I want to go down further into the ground. I still hate that, like, figure thing. And I think I keep hearing whispering. Kind of. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes, considering there's nowhere else to go. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave in. Danger due to cave in. Wow, I can words, clearly. Noises now. Ambient music. This is a new type of door. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least, I thought, I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. Great. Great. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Okay, the arrow says that way, but there's a ladder right there. I'm going to check the door first. I could hear a faint trickling sound. I thought tickling for a second. I don't know what that would sound like. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? Exit? Oh, if only it were that easy. A kitchen knife, covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Yes. Arm yourself to the teeth. I slipped the knife in my boot, since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? Probably not. I'm probably going to get screwed over because I'm grabbing all these things. But whatever. Hello? Why sound? Why sound? I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Sure. Also, I hear something? Was it just the pipes? I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it? Oh, I didn't. This valve did. This one wasn't pumping water anymore. I can't. Oh, damn it! I clicked too fast. Okay. Well, I guess that's that. I got 3 valves pumping with 1 not pumping anymore. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Fair enough. I do. Alright, out the door. To the next one. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. Okay, well, I guess we're not going in that one then. Exit. Sure, let's try it. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. I thought I kind of did that. Oh, is that what the valves were for? Did I fuck that up by clicking too fast on the other one? I'm gonna go up that other ladder first. There we go. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Sure. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. That's right, you did. You took the damn tape, you filthy redhead. My beard is actually red when it grows in, funny enough. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there. But it was so high up, that must have been a sore landing. Sure. Or, you know, there's something here to kill you. Or that's going to try anyway, and I'm going to do my best to help you survive, you young red-headed man. I'm so sorry I said you were a filthy redhead. I'm kind of a redhead myself. I'm a red face. I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it off? Yes. Okay, so I'm supposed to turn them off. I'm smart! I thought I could turn this water valve to shut it off its flow. Oh, damn, I didn't mean to do that. Do I have to leave the room to reset it? Or something? Probably. Wow, I'm good. The valve is still active. Did I turn it again? Yes. The valve was still active. Did I turn it again? I left the valve alone. Wait. Is it active? I'm getting confused. Did I fuck this up? Let's see with this one. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Did I turn it? Yes. That's what I need to do. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off the flow. Did I turn it? You damn straight I did. We're gonna get all that water shut off. All of it. Looked like I turned off the water flow in this valve. Okay, so I already succeeded on one of them. Accidentally. Great. I'm doing good. Okay, the game never really truly locks you out of any options, is at least so far it seems. But then again, what do I know? Oh wait, wasn't there one in one of these rooms? Was there? Yeah, there was. Looked like I turned off the water flow in this valve. Okay, sorry, I took care of it. Can this play tapes? No. Okay. Well then, we'll just keep moving back to that exit, and we'll climb down the ladder further into the ground. Because that seems like a good idea. Here we go. Wait, what? What? I turn them off. I turn them off. What do I do? What? Dance. Dance, young man. Okay. Is there another one that I missed? Did I miss another one? Or do I have to turn them all on? Yeah, that's right, you don't want to go back into those tunnels. Alright, well I guess we'll go try the valves again and see if we can turn them back on. Does that drain the water? I am unsure currently. And confused. Water flow in this valve. No. Was there one that I missed? Couldn't have. Oh, this one. I could turn this water valve to shut off the flow. Did I turn it? No. I'll leave that one. I left the valve alone. Shut off its flow. Did I turn it? I don't know what it wants. I noticed they have numbers next to them. 30, 40. The other one was probably 20. Yes. So I guess I'll go check and see if that did something. Kinda wish I had a sprint option. Unless there's a clue that I'm missing. Nope. Still full. Do I have to turn all of them off? Do I have to turn some of them off? Clearly one of them is off. Do I have to turn them on? Does that pump the water out of the room? 10. Looked like I turned off the water flow in this valve. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Yes. Okay, so that's off now, too. Thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Yes. And then this one is automatically off. This valve. And that's all of them. Okay, well, I guess we'll go see if that did anything. Go to the exit. Hopefully, the stinky water is gone. Because I'm not a certified diver, and I don't think my friend here is either. Damn it! Well, what do? I would like to know. So, the one in this room is turned off, right? It's automatic. Looks like I turned off the water flow in this valve. So I can't change that one, but two of them I can change. So we're gonna change one, see if that did it. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Wait a minute, doesn't it present that question to me? Yes, and we're gonna leave the other one alone. I'm gonna go back, see if that changed anything. I'm wondering if because I turned the other one turns back on, and I've just been going back and forth. I have no idea. I don't know. Damn it! Alright, hold on. Okay, I figured it out. It just turns out I wasn't turning them enough. I had to keep turning them, and then they would shut off all the way. Some of them just didn't take that much turning, I guess. So, go me. I'm smart. And boom, ladder is available. Let's keep going. Excuse me. Anything over here? Looked like the water drained out of that gate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Yes, I took it. Also turns out I can press Y and N, and that'll do yes and no, so that's kind of convenient. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped, I had no idea what it might open. I guess we'll find out, won't we? In this sewer of horrors. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was this facility? The door was locked. I could see a faint light within. Okay. Blood? More blood? A body! I found another dead body. A sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes, I did. I thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked up the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. Yeah, well, he's dead, so I think we're okay. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. Not a bad idea. Well, first... Well, actually, let's check and see if that other... Oh, wait. Oh, was that door back down there? I forgot. Let's go this way. There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit. But I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do? And what was on the videotape I found? You got me. This must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. Makes sense. I made my way up the ladder as best I could on my leg. Would I really need that gun or that knife before the end? I hope not. I wondered what was on that VHS tape I found, or in that locked room. Should I have gone back to check? My head was buzzing with questions and tired thoughts as I ascended the ladder. Suddenly, as I lifted the heavy lid above me, I could smell fresh old pine trees. I'm outside! Oh, yippee! This is wonderful. Kind of. Oh, love that sound. I mean, not outside? An old ladder leading up to the ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yes. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Okay. Bats! Climbing all the way to the top. Oh. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yes. I slid the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should recover my credit card and driver's license at least. Oh, God! Yeah, you and me both, buddy. From the railing, I could see over the woods and down the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through here before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. Sure, makes sense. But also, is there anything else to do up here? I guess we're going back down. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do on the water tower. But it didn't seem like there was anything else to do out here, period. Oh, I can keep going. Oh, I see. Oh, that's good. I tried the little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Shame on you, do your spell checking. Okay. Was that a pair of eyes? Is it a clock on the outside? It's an old train station. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Words. I do like words. They're very nice. It's like I'm retracing my steps. Strange. The ancient ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Come to think of it, the man in that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on his bookshelf. And he had notes on the water tower outside, too. I guess he could have been coming here. But why? What was he using this old station for? That's a gosh darn good question. Well, I'd like to know. Still very nervous. There's a door over here. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course! The map I found in those old tunnels had similar locations marked. And the notes I had found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower, and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? That's a good question. Whoa. The old train was ripped open and hanging from a shred of metal. As well as the broken fence was a dark, stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I had found as I thought. It's creepy. It was getting colder out there, and I had to keep moving. Well, to where? Because it comes to an end there. So Now, where do I go? Now I'm a little stuck. Do I need to go back in here? Can't go any further that way. Not really giving me any other options. This is just back out in front of the train station, isn't it? Yes. Had I gone this way before? Was this where I came from? Yeah, it is. So then... Oh. There's a door over here, too. Cool. More woods. Joy. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place. But I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river, and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Oh, I'm going into the woods. That just sounds like a great time. I saw those eyes! I see them. Oh, I see. But I want to see what's back on the other side too, just to be sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, there's multiple entrances. Joy. Okay, we'll do the closest one, I guess, so far. Okay. I can't go that way, right? Nope. Boulder in my path. What's that? Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yes, I did. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. You never want to leave your credit card laying around. God forbid anybody gets their hands on it. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Maybe. Maybe. Wait. So many pathways! Hello? There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm and a few embers still burned at the bottom. 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. The cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. But no bodies? Well, I suppose that's not a horrible thing. I'm gonna get so turned around in here. What the hell? No, no, no. Wait, what does that say? Don't Reebok? Don't Reebok. Nike. Or Adidas. Oh, I see. I wear them. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. I hate bathrooms. I hate bathrooms. A musty wooden plank propped up in the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. Thanks for making fun of me. Is that all? Alright. Well, cool. Guess we'll leave here then. Can't go that way. So we're going to try and find our way around. I came from this one? So I think this one's the one I want to go through. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. It's understandable. Finding that campsite had been strangely unsettling. I couldn't imagine why anyone would abandon their site in the middle of the night, especially in that dark forest. I was relieved, at least, to finally be out of there. Even now, as I peered through the dense trees, I could see cracks of light and a bit of the land beyond. I must have been getting closer to the town. But where exactly was I? That's a good question. I'd like to know. Oh, boy. See a little bit of the sunrise coming up in the background just a little bit. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Boy, I bet you hope so. Hello? Maybe I should check out that hole in the fence first. Wow, I hate that sound. I found the body of a security guard, just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? It's a damn good question. Lot of questions right now, that's for sure. Alright, into the factory we go, because I want to do that. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around, like someone had been looking for something. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." Okay. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, shaking off the other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. So I guess I'm going upstairs, because that sounds like a good idea. Everything sounds like a good idea. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Did you? What about it? The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes, I did. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. It's creepy. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes, we did! Boom. It was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot on the side. Okay. And this one didn't do anything. The power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yes. Boom! I got it. Learned that from the valves. Alright, and I guess we go further up then. The door had been hastily boarded up. That's never a good sign. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. Well, that's concerning then. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes. Boom. Power. Well, more power anyway. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yes, I did! As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Oh, God. Am I getting framed for murder? I probably shouldn't be taking any of these things. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes, I did! Did that do it? No. Okay, do it again. Power panel, not working. Try it again. Yes. Oh, that one just doesn't work. Period. Oh, okay, I got it. Alright. Oof, that felt good. No, one more time. Yeah. Okay, cool. I hear power. Yippee-ki-yay! Let's head on back downstairs and see if we can't get some of that shit open. I hear sounds. I hear sounds and they make me uncomfortable. Oh, right, this one. The door opened now that the power is back on. Good! I can see what's behind it. Okay, I thought that... Whatever that was right there, I thought that was a face. A rusted old regulator of some kind sat dusty and unused against the wall. Planks, tools, and broken up parts blocked any further passage. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, so many sounds. I don't like it. Another smudge of dirt similar to the one I found in those sewers was on the floor. A large pile of building materials and debris blocked the way. Okay. So I guess there's... What? I don't like these sounds. The power box looked like it was running again. It's because of me. A rack of flashlights hung on the wall. One of them was missing. I stopped noticing the dull ache in my leg when a terrible sensation wormed its way down my spine. Even in the cool night air, everything felt too close. I never felt alone or unmolested. I tried to tell myself it was just the sight of that dead guard that was throwing me off. The poor bastard looked like he had been done in while on patrol. Was the flashlight I carried his? How did I come to possess it then? As I looked around the wet yard, the light seemed less a blessing and more a mysterious omen. I had to keep moving, though. I had to find Rachel. Oh, and here we go, back into the wilderness. Because that's my favorite thing. A rusty old truck had careened off the road and into the guardrail. Its front end was crushed and its windows had all smashed. Judging by the rust, it had been there a while. Makes sense. My favorite thing. Just going off into the woods, climbing through fences and everything, slow opening doors. I guess I'm kind of in the city now. Ish. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food in slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yes. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed I found my credit card. Excuse me, why am I yawning? I was amazed I found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Wait, I tucked the ID. Yeah, I get it. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Oh, shoot. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. Okay. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open and needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. What am I gonna find here? Don't like. Don't like. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Oh, Norman, no! Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he had been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? Yes, I did. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. Oh, Norman. What the hell is going on here? I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. Okay. Important details. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, I did. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Okay. So I'm gonna lockpick my way out of this place, then. Joy, oh joy. Oh, Norman. Norman, 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 you deserved better than this. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? Oh, yes. I gave the chain a single tug, and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. Interesting. Looks like some gymnastics stuff. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yes. Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos, and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realized they were Rachel's. What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for poor Norman downstairs? Oh, I hope not. There's nothing else. Back down we go. Oh, boy. Oh, shoot. I wasn't entirely surprised to find this there. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been there? Rachel, were you cheating on me? Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Yes. I carefully pushed the piece back in place, and I felt a great burden lifted. Okay. Well, I'm glad that makes you feel better. So now we should be able to get out the front door. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Okay. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things. Postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work, if anything. God damn it. Sorry, excuse me. Stretch. It's a long playthrough. Okay, good. And I hope you stretch too. You should take that moment to stretch. Stretch. Go back in time and stretch. Okay, back to the game. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. Makes sense. Half melted, though. They were still kind of cold. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. It had been weeks since I had last seen Norman, and finding him that way still left me cold. Thinking of him slumped against that chair only cemented my reassurance in getting rid of that gun. Well, good. It looked like someone had taken that piece from his store, but why was it in those tunnels? As I stepped outside, I recalled that dusty old box of clothes in Norman's attic. I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers. But I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. God. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Okay. This gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Ah! This one? There we go. Oh, I'm getting nervous. What is gonna happen? It was locked tight. This wasn't. Oh, was that just leading to another area? I thought it was in my, like, house area. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Must be a little illegal. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him. Norman. Oh, I'm going to tell him, Norman. So don't you think you can hold that against me? Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. I called it! She was cheating on me with Norman! That's very hurtful. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Okay. Wow. Okay, well, shit. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. You and me both. I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The door to the basement, it was locked. Where had I put the damned key? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills, but there was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. I had found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yes. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I'd got a part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Our television. I had purchased it before. I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. My laptop had been left on, and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. I pocketed the key. our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps had always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. The books there were half mine and half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. My wife's, Rachel's, suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yes. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this what you were going to do with Norman? Oh, this was already the room I was in. There was a locked one, wasn't there? It was on the other side, maybe? Let's check it out. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Oh, okay, so I guess, like, the key that I got is not going to be the one that opens that. The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out, though. See if Rachel was here. Well, then, what do I... Was it this one? I unlocked the basement door. This part. Okay, here we go. Basements are bad news, usually. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yes. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Okay. Looked like there was plaster and an old towel in here, too. So then what do I have to find? Nope. Well, I guess I have to go find something heavy enough, but I don't know what that would be. Anything down here? No? Okay. And this way, maybe? Grammy key, I had found the basement and locked the door. Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? Oh my god. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Well, found that. Down to the basement we go. Let's see if Rachel's here. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it? Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Don't look. Don't look. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within. But I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Do I have to make that call? Yes. Oh no. My hands trembled as I pulled back layers of cloth. There at the center, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even through all that sickening blood, it was obvious she had been stabbed to death. The knife I'd carried all this way suddenly seemed like a poison. What had happened, Rachel? Who did this to you? I thought about all I had seen, and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some places to go. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? Oh. This was the old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? Yes, definitely. Those tunnels, the odd tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still loved the old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. The laptop had finally run out of power. I still had no idea what was on that tape I found in the garbage. If only I had found a way to watch it. It was the letter I had taken from the postbox. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? Yes. I was sure of it. She wanted to end their affair, and that bastard, he killed her for it. A lot of it made sense. Norman was clearly seeing Rachel a lot, so he had plenty of time to plan it out. He knew where we lived, obviously. Is that why Rachel looked so scared when I came home that day? What had happened to me? Did Norman knock me out or something? That's a good question. I'd love to know the answer. My old office safe sat on the floor. It used a digital passcode. Did I try and open it? Oh, I don't know. That number? No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Was there a hint somewhere that I don't remember about that? Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember a number. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe, I thought, I was ready to go back into the basement. We sure about that? Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yes. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. Sure, that's understandable. Okay. Well, the mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in the basement? I knew I needed to escape that nightmare. But what about the knife I still carried? I wondered, even if I left, would it really be over? So did I leave that house forever? Yes. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had been helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help. Not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give it up. I know it! The sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I had been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. Now that I thought of it, those sewers were a terrible mystery. What had happened there? I was lucky, in my way, to even find my way out of there. But I never did find out what was on that tape that I now kept. What might it have shown me? I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout the town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but knew I had been to that forest and even Norman's place. Well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought, I would cover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. The tangled mess of horrible forest was an experience I'd never want to repeat. But going from that forest to the old plant was hardly a relief. The memories of that place, it was painful just to think of it. There was something going on there, I knew, but I was no closer to the truth. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors, and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, you were dead, and it was damn hard to feel bad about that. It was clear you and Rachel were more than just friends, but obviously whatever had been going on had gone badly. So why did you kill her? Did she want out of whatever you two were getting into? Were you responsible for the other murders? And of those other horrible things, what had gone in that town? What had gone on in that town? I would find no peace. That much was certain. But this way, I didn't have to look at you in the eye, or sit through some kind of trial and wonder what was going through your head. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now, coming through the back door and into the kitchen should have tipped me off that something was horribly wrong. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still. But seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could have never imagined. That other man I had found was involved in all this somehow. I knew it. But it was Norman, that traitorous son of a bitch, who had done the deed. Whatever was going on, he was the one who took Rachel away from me. I had hated him for it, more than I could possibly express. But that offered no strength, no solace. Rachel was gone now. And I was, too. Forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? What could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. That was a ride from start to finish. Goodness me. Wow. Home is dedicated to my wife, Nancy. Watch your back. Oh my god. That's awful. Press space to share your story. What happened to you? Home is now available on iOS. Woo. Okay. That was Home. A very interesting game that told a very interesting story. There were no jump scares. Nothing popped out or yelled or screamed. There was some creepy stuff that happened. And honestly, I'm probably going to play it again because I think there was some stuff that I missed, such as I think some doors that I didn't get open, some paths in the forest that I didn't follow. And I want to see what's on that videotape, and I want to know if there's more to it. Also, interesting how at the very end, it kind of made you tell the end of the story. It made you decide what had happened. Which, I mean, is almost commentary in and of itself on the nature of what this man has been through. If there was something that happened with him where he had to either murder his wife or not had to, but if he did murder his wife or murder Norman or the man in the house, that sort of denial, or that sort of, denial would probably be the best way to say it, making up his own story and saying, yeah, that's what happened, that was interesting. Good recommendation from my friends, yes, as well as the other positive reviews I saw on it. Home was good, and I'm probably going to play it again to see if I can get something else out of it. Awesome! Anyway, that was your long, huge video for today to make up for yesterday, and I apologize again. But tomorrow, Friday, should be back onto a normal schedule. And tonight I've got a friend of mine, Jake, from Pineapple Marketing, or I don't know what the full title of it is. He's coming over tonight to play Dungeon Nightmares. So tune in tomorrow for that. That's Friday. And then I'm thinking, with Saturday approaching soon, being Halloween, and we've had a whole month of scares and creeps and spooks, that maybe I'll do a nice big ol' solid game or something for Halloween. We'll see. Anyway, that was home. You are wonderful, and I want you to stay wonderful until the next video. Goodbye!